3 seconds. That is all it takes for your heart rate to double. We've all been there. Sitting across from him, talking about something mundane, the office, the weather, a movie you both saw. Then it happens. His hand brushes yours. Maybe it was a graze. Maybe it was a firm, intentional squeeze. In that micro moment, the conversation dies. Your brain goes into overdrive. You stop hearing his words and start feeling the heat radiating from his skin. Was it an accident or was it an invitation? Most people think a hand touch is just a gesture. They are wrong. It is a biological data transfer. And if we miss the signal, we miss the start of everything. Today, we are not just guessing. We are decoding. We are going to break down the neurological reason why he chose that specific moment and the 3-second rule that separates a friend from a future partner. We will ensure you never have to walk away from a date wondering what that meant ever again. Because we know the overthinker's loop. You get home, lay in bed, and replay the scene like a forensic investigator. Did he mean to do that? He was reaching for the sugar, but he stayed there for a bit too long. It is exhausting. It is the gap between knowing and hoping. That gap is where anxiety lives. We do not want to be the ones who read too much into things, but we also do not want to be the ones who miss a clear green light because we were too afraid to believe it. The silence after a touch is the loudest part of the night. It is time we turn that volume down. The human hand contains over 17,000 mechanoreceptors. When a man touches your hand, he is not just making physical contact. He is bypassing your logical brain and speaking directly to your nervous system. In the world of strategic psychology, we view the hand as a low-risk, high-reward zone. It is socially acceptable to touch a hand, unlike a face or a waist. This makes it the primary testing ground for attraction. We call this the escalation ladder. He is checking your compliance. If he touches your hand and you flinch, he retreats. If you stay, his brain floods with dopamine. But there is a deeper layer at play, the Oxytocin Anchor. A touch on the hand, especially the palm, triggers a micro-release of the bonding hormone. He is trying to chemically tether himself to you. If his touch is warm and lingering, his subconscious is trying to build a bridge. If it is quick and jittery, his nervous system is reacting to a spike in adrenaline. We must remember, he is just as nervous as you are. He is just better at hiding it behind a reach for the salt. To truly understand the message, we have to look at the architecture of the touch itself. We analyze it through 4 lenses: direction, urgency, reciprocity, and alignment. First, we look at the direction. If he touches the back of your hand, he is being protective. It's a safe, non-threatening move used to gauge your temperature. But if he goes for the palm, the vibe shifts. The palm is vulnerable. If he presses his palm to yours, he is not just flirting. He is looking for a deep, intimate connection. Next, we feel the urgency. A light graze, something that feels almost accidental, is what we call the feeler. He's checking to see if you are electrified by him, but a lingering hold? That is a claim. He is marking his space in your world, refusing to let the moment end. Then we test for reciprocity. What happens when you move? If his hand follows yours as you reach for your glass, he is hooked. He is magnetically drawn to your proximity. But if he pulls back the second you shift, he is still operating from a place of insecurity. He is unsure of your feelings. Finally, we check the alignment. Does the touch match his eyes? If he is touching your hand but looking around the room, it is a habit. It is a play. But if he is touching your hand while maintaining intense, unwavering eye contact, his soul is trying to jump across the table. Think about a story we have seen play out 1,000 times. Let's call them Sarah and Mark. They had been friends for 6 months. Group hangouts, late-night memes, zero clarity. One rainy Tuesday, they were sharing a booth at a diner. Mark is explaining a project at work. He's excited, gesturing wildly. Suddenly, he stops. He rests his hand on the table, and as he makes his final point, his pinky finger hooks onto hers. He does not pull away. He keeps talking, but his voice drops an octave. It becomes a whisper. Sarah freezes. She thinks it's just a finger. Don't be weird. But Mark was not being weird. He was performing a pulse check. He was seeing if Sarah would pull back. She did not. She let her hand relax. 2 minutes later, his whole hand was over hers. By the time they left that diner, the friend label was dead. That one finger was the scout sent ahead to see if the coast was clear. If she had moved her hand to grab her drink, Mark would have interpreted that as a no. He would have stayed just a friend for another 6 months. Listen, we are not crazy for noticing. Our intuition is a finely tuned instrument. If it feels like more, it usually is. Men are often taught to hide their feelings, to be stoic, to be chill. But the body cannot lie. The heat in his palms, the slight tremor in his fingers, that is the truth leaking out. We deserve a love that is bold. But we must realize that every bold love starts with a single, quiet moment of courage. That touch was his courage. Respect the signal. Own your response. Because a hand touch is only the beginning of the story. But what if he is not touching your hand at all? What if he's doing something much more subtle, something involving his feet, or the way he leans when you stop talking? There is one specific body language tell that 90% of people miss. It is the only one that proves he is thinking about a future, not just a Friday night. We will show you exactly what that is in next video.